I got diamonds too. You wanna dick? How you want?
What the fuck going on? These are people get you cheese. It's too easy. It's too easy. Ain't nothing good. What fever doing? I was 6-0.
You gonna get back and some other shit gonna be fucked up too.
Easy. I'm gonna let it. As soon as I get back.
How are you, man? Yo, the story of getting to this interview was crazy. Cause I don't know if you know the full story behind this interview, but I think like 6 months ago, my man Bobby off screen here called me. He's like, yo, I got this artist. I need you to pull up to the video shoot. It didn't work out, but we here now. And honestly, I've never done an interview at 2 a.m. before, so this is a pleasure. This is crazy. Congratulations on everything you've achieved so far. What we gonna do here tonight, I want the people to get to know you a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people talking about you online. Obviously, you've blown up this past year. But first and foremost, I know you probably said it a million times, but tell me where you're from. Tell me how you first kind of got started in this music stuff and all of that.
First and foremost, I already noticed that Nino fever get you Peter, you understand me? But it's Dusty Locane, born and raised, Canarsie, Brooklyn, the floors, where they floors. Feel me? I started making music heavy for about 9-10 months now. I really had no passion for music growing up. I was a hooper, you feel me? Like, basketball was my go-to.
Right.
So that taught me discipline. I say that. That's what it did for me. But when it ain't work out, you know how that goes. Turn to the hand. You feel me? Everything. It felt like shit was going downhill, so to speak. But I changed it around.
Right. Now, before the Rolling Control and Freestyle dropped in August, correct? Was there any music before that? Like, because obviously that record came out and changed your life. Before that, was there any more? Was there music that you had out? Like, how did?
I have nothing out.
Okay, that was it. This
I have nothing out, but I had did some tracks with like my dogs in them.
Okay.
Bandit.
Yes. We got our guys here. What up,
Feel
y'all?
me? Yeah. So him, he was at the time. He was the musician. I was, you feel me? I was into streets. I was thinking about different shit. So he was ready to pull up. Feel me? I'll pull up, smoking, drinking and shit. And then, he'd be like, yo, come on, cuz, like, you gotta go in there. I ain't doing that. You feel me? Like, I'm good. And after a while, I get lit enough, heady in my system, and then I'll go in there and try some shit. Nothing really was, it wasn't sticking, because it was like, I wasn't into it. It wasn't a passion of mine. But, by the time Rolling the Controller came around, I had a lot to talk about. And, I had a lot to talk about before, but I feel like the way shit was going, it was best I went in that studio.
Right.
Because I'd end up right back in another situation, so I just figured. And everybody was telling me around me, for me, my Sig, Cardi, all of mine, yo, go in the studio, talk about your issue, talk about your problem. I did it.
What do you feel like was like the moment that kind of changed your thinking about doing the music, you know what I'm saying? Like, because every artist I feel like has that moment where they're, whether they're in the street shit or, they're just doing some other shit and they're like, the switch flips.
Yeah,
and they're like, and they're like, alright, boom, like, I'm going to take this seriously, I want to change my life. What was that moment for you?
I'll really say in all honesty, coming home, you feel me? I just knew I didn't really have nothing else at the time, or to go back to what I was doing. And you know what that do, you gotta either have you 6 feet or back in themselves, you see what I'm saying? So that's how it just came about, like, yo, this shit easy. This shit seemed easy. I'm gonna get it done. I did it.
Right. And when you came out, you came out with a vengeance. I heard the record's about to go gold, right?
Yeah.
Now I said Bobby's here, so Bobby can confirm if I say this correctly. You are the first artist out of Canarsie, out of the Flaws to have their first single go gold in like 20-something years, right?
Yeah, 20-something years. Yeah.
For you, that first of all, that's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations for first single. That's insane. For you, what does that mean to you, especially looking back on this past year and what we've all gone through during the pandemic to get to this point?
I'd say it was a blessing in disguise. everything I went through leading up to it. It humbled me. I'll say that, it humbled me. So it didn't make me feel boastful about it or go talk about it, tell the whole world. It made me sit down and say, I gotta do more. I want more for myself, I want more for the game. I want more for my family, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was a no-brainer. Once everything started clicking, it was like pieces to a puzzle. I was just going with it.
Right. And so I saw that you posted on your IG story, I think it was like last week, and it was this really dope message about Pop and whatnot, about how there'll never be another Pop. You know what I'm saying? So what was your relationship there, and what would you say to the people out there who just compare your sounds? Because I personally think that's like, yo, like, you're from the same area, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't control how your voice sounds too, but what was the relationship there, and what would you say to the people who may have their doubts about you or may feel a way because of how you sound?
Well, I would say for one, I grew up with him, so it's like, as we got older, we wasn't with each other every day, you know what I'm saying? So it was never any hate, never any animosity, any phone calls, it was always love. But we always checked in with each other, that was it. So that was there for me. Like, it didn't matter what people started saying, oh, you sound like him. It was always genuine, it was love. So what I started to realize was more or less, if you don't have an understanding of who I am, you could go anything you really want at that point in time. I can't be affected by that. I can't allow that to, you feel me, take me out of my character.
Right.
So I really started to more or less, like I said, tell people about me, who I am. Feel me, like. Most people there sit and try to get me to bash the cuz or talk down on him. But it's like, what's the purpose of that? He did something where we from, niggas ain't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never see that up close and personal.
Still breaking records to this day.
So it's like, what else you want me to do? I'm gonna embrace that. I ain't gonna hate. Feel me? Especially, and most people, what they do is when they can't be a part of something, that's when they start showing hate. You see what I'm saying? So I just know I gotta stay true to myself and who I am, and that's it. I'm gonna be good.
Right, and I respect that because especially when you've reached the level of success that you achieve so quickly, and not a lot of people knowing about you, people are so quick to just jump to the comments instead of kind of taking the second to maybe, I don't know, Google you, kind of check your IG, shit like that.
Go watch this interview, shit. Like, there's so much ways you can find out about me, but yeah, some people they ignorant, and I can't blame them for that.
Right, and since we're talking about Brooklyn, a lot of the conversation right now is like, how can we unify people? How can we kind of like bring people together? You know what I'm saying? Not get rid of the division. For you, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got your people who are here with us, and you put in your own people on, which is of course amazing, the right thing to do, and all that. But how would you, if there was a way to unify people, and if there was a way for you to kind of work towards that goal, how would you kind of take those steps, or what would you like to do?
Well, I feel like I go through that already, like trying to figure out how to bring people together. Feel me? Because even with the gang, it's like we all one and the same, but we all got our differences. So I found myself like I was the link that was holding niggas together. You feel me? So with me, it's like trying to get niggas to understand, like, yo, bro, come to a common ground where we can all eat, where we can all thrive together. But it takes time. You gotta weed out the bad ones, and you gotta keep the good ones. Everybody can't go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was a little blind to that, but when you start to really sit back and pay attention to what you're doing, it's like, all right, these people genuinely want to see me go up, and they get to come in. The rest of y'all got fake love, keep it over there. That's how I feel.
And we did your first feature recently, Move Like Dolly.
Move Dolly.
With this record, why did you decide to finally do a feature? Because with you, obviously you got hot. Everybody wanted to have a feature with you. Everybody wanted to have you on their record. Why was this kind of like the perfect record for you to connect with someone and make it happen?
He from where I'm from. You feel me? My boy OP. He from the hood, so. And I did that track a minute ago. And people, niggas just ain't. Like I said, we was spoon feeding it. So it's like I wasn't gonna give you everything again. So we was gonna piece by piece, but we had so much already in the styles. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he from my hood, like it's a no-brainer. Bro, that's the bloody though. So
How far back do y'all two go?
Not that far. Me and Gunna knew each other like about, what? 9 months ago. True words, like when, feel me, like, we had mutual friends, but like me, like I said, I was never just go around and try to make friends. I stick to what I know, feel me, so.
You know what I love about that, the video for that is you shot that in Miami, right? And it was funny because Bobby played me the video, like I think 2 weeks before it came out, I told him how fire it was. And I kind of love how, you know, whatever city that I feel like you go to, you bring the same energy with you. You kind of also embrace what's going on in that city. When it comes to like traveling for you, you know what I'm saying? I know you went to Miami for a while, you was working out there. When it comes to traveling and moving around and maybe connecting with people up like in those cities, what is that like for you? Because I also heard the story about like how kids ran up on you at a movie theater and whatnot. So how does it feel to kind of get that type of love and go to these cities and kind of experience these things?
It's definitely a different vibe because, like I said, right now where I'm at, what I'm doing is certain fractions of people where I'm from that don't want to see me make it. Feel me? And sad to say, it's like I had to go outside of what I knew to see like how much people really fuck with me. Right. So like even seeing, you talking about the movies, it was the time we was in a telly eating rock and a Jewish family put up on my skalati like, yo, that's Dusty. Y'all know who Dusty is? I'm stuck here thinking to myself like they know me, so I love going places I never been before, and bringing my energy with me, and bringing my doors with me again.
Right, because now y'all get to experience these things together.
Yeah, and that way it's like, you know, it's like it's not just for me. Feel me? I want my niggas to enjoy it too. I want them to have some better living. So we all need that.
1000%. You know, since it's still been less than a year since all this kind of craziness happened, but I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about experiences, what has been for you the craziest, whether it be a fan experience or craziest moment for you over this past year that you've experienced moving around and kind of just getting to this point? You can take your time. It's all good.
Nah, but you know what it is for me? It's like a lot of the craziest moments for me, all it did was just humble me. Like make me realize that I got a bigger purpose. So I think I just have to say, like meeting my boy Gazi at Empire, you feel me? Like that's the only shit. And like he just, it was I don't know. It's like it's different when you meet somebody who's doing what you're doing on a much bigger scale. When I say doing, I'm talking about embracing other people. You know, making things possible for other people. And it's like, damn, watching him, it's like I want to be like that in the crib. I'm gonna get there. Niggas can't tell me shit. Word to my mother. So that shit is like I said, it was mostly humbling, but it was also a moment that just was replaying in my head for a minute.
Why call Empire home? Like why was that the perfect place for you to lay the groundwork and begin to grow?
Listen, they genuine with me. Feel me? Like from the jump, I tell anybody, they ain't have to fuck with me. I had no records out. All I had was an Instagram. I had 18. I just had made it. I had 18,000 probably or less at the time. Feel me? So they basically took a chance with me.
A leap of faith.
A leap of faith, like blind faith. Well, matter of fact, Bobby, he's seen it from the jump. Be real with you. I can't say blind faith. He's seen it from the moment he saw me. You know what I'm saying? But it took him to, you know, let everybody else know, yeah, this is coming, and ain't no stopping it. So he showed me a different type of love. And everybody there showed me a different type of love. So it's like I said, it's a no-brainer. Feel me? I'm always go with the distribution route, and to be specific, Empire. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it like that. Don't ask me about nothing. 9/5. Double M's, record label, Tom's Empire, shitting me.
And you know, so since we talk about Empire, you know, obviously you've been out with Young Blue a lot, who is also one of my favorite artists of the past year, killing it killing it. And
you got some shit.
Oh, I know you got some shit. So I heard before you showed up, I heard like 3, 4 Forest records. First of all, y'all gotta do a whole EP together because each record was better than the last one. When it comes to that relationship, talk to me about it. Like, how did that relationship kind of get to this point where it's like, yo, at this point, y'all might as well just drop a whole project together on some real shit.
For real, that's cynical. But I'll say, really, it was like, it was a, I don't know how to put it, because I was listening to Young Blue when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't ever thinking about making music, and I was bumping his shit all day. So, and then on top of that, him reaching out to me was like, feel me? Him showing love to me was like, damn,
that's crazy.
This nigga really fucking with me all hard.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, when we linked up, it was easy.
It was natural.
It was easy, walk in the park.
Now, because like what I love about those records too, and I know nobody's heard it yet, but I gotta talk about them, is that you really kind of show your versatility on those records too. I feel like, and same with him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the records that we've heard from him, like Ghetto Lovebird or the joint with Drake, I feel that y'all were able to bring, like, you took them to your style, you took them to
So,
vice versa.
Yeah, I'd say we brought the best out of each other. And, you know, I brought to the table what I know was the nitty and gritty, and he brought the finesse, and we blended.
Right, and you know what, so this week is also a very big week because we have the Rolling Control and remix coming out.
Yes.
New situation. Now when I heard it was a remix, I thought somebody might be on it. I thought it might just be a little different, thought it might be a little shorter, because it is a longer record, but it's a completely new situation. And when we was listening to it, right, people will hear it this Friday, what's really dope about it is we were like, who's the sample? One of my guys was like, who's the sample? I was like, ain't no sample, it's somebody singing on the joint. When it came to kind of re-putting out this record as a new joint, and also I think it's definitely going to do well in the summertime, why the choice to kind of switch up the record, take it a little slower, kind of change up the vibe? Obviously the first Rolling Control and Freestyle always going to be there, you know what I'm saying? But this is obviously something new. So why something new this time around?
Rolling Control was right at you. You know, like this. When you think about it, it's like, you know, it's me coming to do whatever I said I was doing.
Right.
But this remix is like, it's the Dawn talking to you, man. The Dawn Dusty with all these things wrapped around his neck, and you feel me? Juvie on his wrist. So it's like, you gotta understand, it's more slowed down. I'm talk to you real calm, but just know it's serious. It's serious, though, I know that.
And you know, this is exciting because I definitely think like that when this hits the airways, people are gonna see, especially when that chorus hit, oh my God. That shit is beautiful.
It's rolling.
See, the people watching this, they don't even know what we're talking about, but they gonna know this week.
They gonna get to it then.
And you mentioned, because like, you know, you was talking about, it's dusty with the ice, dusty with the watch. I like doing a little drip check here, obviously, so, you know, I want you to hold, because I know that the Fever piece is new.
Yeah, the Fever's new.
So I want you to break down some of these pieces. Okay. What do each one? Obviously, you know, we got some Cubans on and whatnot. But I want you to break down these other joints for me.
Mount Flower. It's tight. It's why the block I was raised on. Feel me? So that's the most important one to me. So I had to get that first. That was a no-brainer. But yeah, I wrapped it around my neck and put it on the chain. You know what I'm saying? But Fever.
What does Fever mean? Explain to the people.
So you know when I say Nina Fever get you Peter, if anybody know you shoot dice, you know the Fever is. Hey, I don't gotta say to you, that's the fire. So that's where the Fever come from. It stands for fire. Right? Nina, Nina. Feel me? Yeah, you know that's, but yeah, so Nina Fever, you get it.
And so we got the album on the way too, right? So what are we calling the album?
Life of a Fire.
Life of a Fire. And we began that just in time for the summertime, right? So with this project, what is your personal goal for yourself when you put this out? Like, what do you want this project to show of yourself, and kind of what do you want it to show the people about yourself?
I'm gonna be real. This one is like, I ain't put too much thought into it because it's my first one, so I just, same way with my first track, like, Bobby was the one telling me, I'm here like, relax, cuz. Cool and ice your body, we're gonna be good, we're gonna just take our time with it, but he had the faith. So with this one, I feel like it's the same way for me. It's like, I know what I did, I know the work I put in, all the months with all the politicking going on IG and social media, I was working. So it's just a reflection of that work mentality, that workhorse in me. So you're gonna see that for sure.
And so, okay, so with this project, you know, I know we spoke on some other occasions of people who are going to be on it with you, right? Obviously, Blue. We heard the rumor that Chef G might join you on the project. If you could have some other people on the project, or if there's some other people that you'd love to work with to get up on the project, whether it be from New York or whether it be from somewhere else, who would you kind of want to get on it with? Or even if you just want to work with them in the future.
Oh, in the future?
Yeah.
I would say everybody. Feel me? From down south, especially I fuck with little baby shit.
Of course.
Fuck with money bag shit. Fuck with Pooh Shiesty shit. All of the niggas, feel me? Even if my son Drake, I'll fuck with his shit. You can do that too. It's whatever. But I ain't, like I said, me, I'm not pressed. I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I was given. So whatever comes from this, good or bad, I'm here for it.
So, you know, something I like when I get to chop it up with drill artists is I like to ask y'all, what do you feel like had a bigger influence on your music? Was it UK drill or Chicago drill?
Oh no, definitely Chicago.
Definitely Chicago, okay.
Heavy on the Chicago.
Who are some Chicago, because you know, I'm assuming you might say Chief Keef, right? Because I feel like people say Chief Keef a lot, but who are some Chicago artists that you feel like were instrumental in your influence of drill music?
Well, like, I wouldn't say Chief Keef.
You would, okay.
He's not first.
Okay.
It was her for me.
It was her.
Her was more lyrical, yeah.
Okay.
G Herbo to me, Little Herb at the time. So that Little Herb was like, he was really talking about the shit he was going through. And the niggas go through where he from, so I could relate. So that basically was where I got a lot of shit from. I feel like Chicago drill, wanted to talk more about, you feel me, like what's going on. But yeah, Chief Keef too, feel me, like, he got some tracks that no matter what's that shit, riding through New York, niggas play that at the club, anywhere you at any party, you tee up to that all till this day. So he got big ones, but for me it was her. It was her and that little baby, I fucked with her too.
Are you tapping with the UK stuff at all, or not so much?
Yeah, but that was more, you know, more recent.
Right, yeah.
I fuck with their drill beats, of course. And I fuck with all of them out there. My son Abracadabra, that's my man from Underground. And a few other niggas I done tapped with, the band OK, all of them. Feel me? So they all reached out and showed love.
Right. So, you know, with the accolades piling up and with the cosigns piling up and all that stuff for you, when you see these things, whether it be like stuff like South stuff or this and that, do those things matter to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel when you kind of see these things pop up on the net? You know, the accolades, cosigns, things like that. Do you care about them?
Be real, nah.
Okay.
They don't really excite me. Don't really shape or form. But that's just how I am. Like, you know, like I said, bro, I was humble, bro. I was humble. So as long as I'm still able to do what I'm doing now, perfectly fine. With no accolades, with no cosigns, just making music. I'll be good. But like I said, when they do come across, those is also blessings to me. So I gotta accept them. I gotta embrace them. But if I ain't looking for something I ain't did. From me, you gotta come to me.
If you could if you could send a message back to your younger self, you know what I'm saying, when you was kind of not in the great place that you are now, you know what I'm saying, whether it be a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago, whatever, what would be the message that you send to yourself?
Take your time. Think a little more. Well, definitely what I learned now that I say is everything you do is a consequence. And be ready to pay that consequence. Feel me? So that helped me understand that, like, no matter what I'm in, what situation I'm in, I'm thinking of the worst possible outcome. Feel me? If that be death, so be it. But I took it there, I'm staying there.
But you also send that message to like the young guys coming up, because you know, like we mentioned, where the kids kind of ran up on you in Miami. You have a lot of fans. You have a lot of young guys out here now who are also rapping, who also want to be like you now. What would your message be to the next generation of rappers who are now looking up to you as like that type of figure?
Don't force it. You know, put in the work. Don't force it, but put in the work. And yeah, stay humble. Like that to me is, I could preach that to you 100 times. I say that to my niggas all day. So for me, it's like staying humble is key. People, they love you more for that.
1,000%.
Well,
so with the we got the project coming out in June. For the rest of 2021, what is your plan? Do you plan on more music after the project? What are you kind of thinking about for the rest of this year? Because obviously the project's going to set the summer off, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, if we start at the project, it's to take over the summer. Summer's month. We need that. But after that, it's to, double back, feel me? And then we can with another one. You got enough in the stash to do it, so it's like, it's just all about timing right now.
Do you see yourself, because obviously we spoke about when we spoke about Blue, you touched on other types of genres and kind of expanding past the drill sound. Do you ever see yourself taking more of, maybe a project one day where it's like, it's mostly music that's not drill? Do you ever see that for yourself? Like, do you want to expand past?
I'm already incorporating that. I did a lot of that. But I grew up in a singing household, so.
Who sings in your household?
My mother. My mother, my sisters, they always singing. My oldest brother. But mainly for me it was my mother. Like, she was a big old church back then. Like, so,
yeah, you in there with her?
Yeah, when I was young, you feel me? So I'll be all in this, slapping it up, feel me, praising the Lord on the game. So that definitely played a big role in the reason why now I like melodies. I like to slow it down. Like bring a little vibe to it. So like I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna hear a lot of different shit from me. You feel me? Especially from, matter of fact.
Well, we gonna go listen to more shit after this. But before you got here, I gotta ask you for the interview, but I already heard mad shit, but I gotta ask, because the people gotta know about it too.
Yeah, that's a fact. So it's really like, you're just gonna see what you wanna call it? Just a brand new,
a brand new, rebirth, like a rebirth.
Yeah, like some different shit, boy. I can't even explain it, but I just see it. It's a vision of mine.
You kind of want to get past that, like, just New York mentality. You want to take that shit. You want to, obviously, you're moving around outside of New York, but you want to take your music kind of like outside of that sound as well. You want to diversify and kind of take it to other places too.
I'm from New York. It's diverse. So I was already adjusted to that. But with me, it was always just trying to take it to new heights. So if I know that they're going to try to box me in if I continue to do drill, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to adapt and I'm going to make sure that they can't box me in.
1,000%, and I've already heard that on the record, but what I'm saying, the people will be hearing that soon enough. Do we have more videos on the way? Do we have any more singles dropping before the project? Because obviously we got the Rolling Controlling remix. Yep.
This
Friday.
We're going to keep going, probably a few more. We try to get in a few before June touch. But right now it's just, like I said, we just be building. Every time we go in the studio, it's like, we just came up with something new. Cause look, Rolling and Controlling remix just got made.
Yeah.
And it was like, we had it set out, but then it was like, whoa, no brainer, throw that in there.
How long ago did y'all make that?
Last week.
And y'all put the damn, okay.
We doing it. Feel me? But that one is another one that's just like, it speak to me, it spoke to everybody who heard it. Feel me?
It was a unanimous decision to just put it out there.
Yeah, we all just came together and said, let's do it.
Do you have more visuals on the way? Are we doing a video for that? What else do we have on the way?
We're going to the land to shoot that, feel me? To the West Coast, so that's going to be a big one.
That would be kind of,
bunch of neighbors outside in Orlando, that shit.
It'd be kind of crazy to see you do some shit with some West Coast artists, now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, yeah. My son Jay Stone, me and soon get something.
Jay Stone, yes, Jay Stone.
a few others, but yeah, we gonna go out there, shoot a video, bring out everybody, tap it.
That's amazing. All right, so project, videos, what else? Is there anything else you got on the way that the people got to make sure they tap in when and know about?
Yeah, listen, more ice. More ice is on the way.
And of course, we got you guys here too. You got to shout out their music, of course.
Yeah, we got Zoe Business. Oh, matter of fact, excuse me. Zoe Peter, on the fever, Marlon, Bandit, you know, my boy he don't make music.
Yeah, yeah.
He's here. Yeah, you know my main man, Cardi, Playboy. Oh yeah, game man.
That Bandit record. Hey, y'all gotta top that shit.
He started wilding. He started getting that high.
I was like, damn.
You know what? Be by surprise. True words, but you know, like I said, we competitive, so we bring it out of each other. It's like I just heard him say that. Hold on, I gotta think of something to top that one hard. But it ain't no, and it's not in no hateful way. It's more like it's you know, it's a friendly war, so to speak.
Y'all encourage each other to do better.
Yeah. Well, we go at it.
Yo, well, you know what? Like, I really hope that when people see this, they get a better sense of who you are, because I feel like I did not know about your mom in the church choir like that. Like, just the image of young Dusty, just like in the church choir like this is just it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I love that, and I think that like more people need to really learn and understand that side of you. Know what I'm saying? Because they just look at the music and they don't look at you as a person, and they don't see that.
I appreciate you for that.
No, of course, bro, of course. Well, you know, okay, so project on the way, more videos on the way, Long Control and remix on the way. I'm gonna say the Young Blue EP one day, because I'm sure that's gonna happen. I'm gonna
just call it.
I'm gonna clip this in like a year from now when that shit come out. But yo, like I said, I appreciate you being here with me, man. This was an absolute pleasure. I'm happy we finally got to do this after 6 months. Me and Bobby going back and forth, making this happen.
Yeah.
2 a.m. in New York.
2 a.m. in New York.
Let the people know where they can follow you at. Anything else you want to plug in there for your fans? Now's the time to go ahead and do it.
Everybody knows Nino Fever, Richard Peters. Find me on all platforms, Dusty Locane. Fill me in. Just stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Stay right here.
There it is, Dusty Locane on the radar, baby. Wow. How you feel? That was good?
That's good. And whenever I'm in New York, I'm tapping them under the radar.
On the radar.
On the radar.
Wait, everybody settle down? On the radar. It's all good, bro. Don't worry about it.
Throw me. Let me know when I can stop.
Good. You good.
Yo, hold on. It's that Dawn Dusty nigga. Whenever I'm in New York, I'm tapping in with.
No, bro, you was
Hey, that was crazy. I was gonna say it, but I thought about it.
You can't think about it, bro. Go ahead. Try again.
Yeah, listen, keep. I already know. It's that Dusty Locane nigga. And whenever I'm in New York, I'm tapping in with on the radar.
There it is. You know the vibes.
Hey, boys.
Perfect. Yo, thank you.